Good day, Mech Warriors. Today, we're looking at the Warhammer Black Widow, the hero mech for the Warhammer 1. The reason is, bought the Warhammer 2 package this week, and, well, we have to wait a long time for that to come out. Not really looking forward to it. We have this mech to tide us over. I've dubbed it the Venom for obvious reasons, because it's a Black Widow. Let's talk about the mech and what we've done with it here in terms of the loadout. So what we've done here is that it's a bit of a weird mech in the sense that a lot of the advantages of the Warhammer, the quirks and stuff, are designed around energy weaponry, but the Black Widow is the only one you can really do a lot of ballistic build on. So with me having already a pretty laser heavy build that we've covered on this channel before, and another one that I'm working on as well, I wanted to do something ballistic with this one. And I obviously love rotaries, so we're going with a pair of rotary autocannon 2s and a pair of heavy machine guns in the torso. The arms and the torsos also contain 4 ER medium lasers, and we have an AMS to top it all off. We have 3 tons of ammo for the rotaries, 1 ton of ammo for the AMS, 1 ton of ammo for the heavy machine guns, 3 heat sinks in the body, and 2 in the engine, and the engine is a light 300 engine. Gives us a pretty decent amount of speed. We're fairly tanky. We can take a fair amount of beating, which you're going to have to when you're driving this mech, because you do... As much as the rotaries have actually reasonable range and the lasers have reasonable range, so you have the ability to engage at long and medium range, you kind of want to get relatively close so you can cluster the rotaries into destroying components on the enemy mech. And that's kind of where you're best off, is kind of that brawling, pushing style. Looking at the skills, we have in the firepower tree, basically what we want are the magazine capacity there and there, as well as the reduced jamming for the racks. Everything else is kind of more or less incidentary, but we do take advantage of the heat gen, the velocity and the range nodes. Cooldown is not really a big thing because the primary weapons are the racks, which don't really get any value out of the cooldown. Even the heavy machine guns don't really, so you know, it's helping with the lasers, but that's about it. Survivability, we're going full survivability. We talked about how we want to get relatively close with this mech. We're talking about, you know, taking a beating to give one, so being able to survive is quite key. We have a little bit of mobility. Mostly we're going for torso speed with the mobility because our main weapons are mounted in the chest, relatively high up, so we want to be able to swivel pretty quickly and do things there. Jump jets, don't have anything. Operations, you could do this if you wanted to, for example, swap out the AMS for a laser AMS. If you wanted to drop some level of the heat sinks, you could make some of it up here through the cool run if you wanted to alter the build, but the build as is doesn't really require this. In the sensor area, we have the standard radar deprivation build through here, and then on the auxiliary, which is where you would give up the auxiliary to the operations if you wanted to go with a more heat sensitive build, but we're going with the enhanced cool shot, 2 cool shots, 2 artillery strikes, and the reason here is that while this is a friendly build in terms of heat management at 1.39, if you are getting hot, the tendency is you're kind of in deep with the enemy and, you know, with a high rate of fire, so you want those cool shots to, if needed, douse yourself in a very hard firefight. And the artillery makes great retreat options because you can drop the artillery strike, fall back if your rotaries have become jammed at a bad time. Weapon groupings, we have just the left and the right laser groupings, and then in the middle we have the everything on all the daka, just the rotaries, and just the machine guns. Then we have cockpit, because, you know, I like to give you the Warhorn preview. Not actually really all that big on the Steiner Warhorn, but it was the best thing I had lying around. It's not really a Steiner mech, so I'll probably drop that at some point for something if I find a, like, I don't know, if I get my hands on something better. For example, I really like this disc Warhorn. Or something, eventually, but I gotta get my hands on, ooh, diamond sharp one. That's cool. I like that. That will at some point be on the on my great my shark mech, the Mad Cat. Anyways, yeah, continue change is lost. Alright, so we'll be doing our usual. We'll give you 1 to 2 games of really good to exemplify what the mech can do, what the build strengths are, and let you decide whether this is a build you want to try and if it's something that's going to work out for you. So feel free to leave comments down in the comments below, and if you tried the mech, let me know how it went. Alright, we are doing Assault Mode at Solaris City. This is a map that fairly suits the mech. You can avoid some of the worst parts of long-range fighting because the city doesn't really offer a tremendous amount of LRM potential. Which, again, it's not so much that LRM's the enemy of this mech, it's the fact that you do want to get close, and when the teams can't really just sit at LRM range and trade missiles, it encourages them to go closer to one another and allow you to kind of fulfill your role. We're in the Alpha Lance, which is gonna be interesting because we're a heavy mech. We do have an AFK by the looks of it, an assault mech that did not load in. That's always amazing, especially at this map. Our artillery strikes are ready. We can do some damage with them if we need to, and yeah, let's get this done. Let's see what we can do. Don't get too far ahead of us, guys.
Affirmative.
We are short 1 DC assault mech, so that's going to be a bit of a thing to overcome. Interesting sign. Find some interesting stuff here. Souvenirs. I'm pretty sure there's a strip club in the area. Looks like some kind of Asian restaurant. Welcome to Solaris City. Oh, an ad for something. Solaris City. Most interesting just to look at map in existence. We're here with my Jenner buddy, our only light mech. I'm going to peek this corner and see if there's anything coming. Nope. Wait for the assault mechs to catch up. They're kind of key if a fight breaks out. Slip on through here. Oh. Someone just about Goomba stomped me. Where are they? Watch as they're like just doing a complete parallel path through the 5 and 6 line. Because we're like almost at their base and have not seen the enemy. Bit weird. Yeah, it's where I'm headed. It's weird that we haven't seen anything, though.
Enemy base is being captured.
Okay, well, base capping it is. I don't think I've ever had... Honestly, if this just winds up being a straight base race, this is going to be freaking weird.
Enemy base is being captured.
If you're not in the cap zone, spread out to try to intercept anyone coming back to try to fight us here, because I don't think we can fit any more tonnage in here.
Enemy base is being captured.
Well, kind of a lame way to win, but I'll take a win. No idea what happened there. We are at the Frozen City for some domination play. Like Frozen City as a map, not the greatest for this mech, because again, kind of want to be somewhat close to the enemy, and Frozen City sometimes lends itself to like sniping across basically where the pea stain is, and we're not good at that. But hopefully the other team also isn't really all that good at that, and as a result, they don't try to force that kind of play on us. And we're also getting a very good start here on dominating the cap zone. They're going to let us get this down to, like, in the 30s.
Artillery strike.
Did, like, their lights just not come? Okay, well, there we are. Anyways, we got 22 seconds done. Of course, they can use the generators to reset, so, you know, it's not
Acquired.
a guaranteed 22, but hey, puts a little pressure on them that otherwise wouldn't be there. I took fire from the front. Okay.
New
Not sure
target
who hit me, though.
acquired.
We can do a little bit of laser work
New
here.
target acquired.
There's nothing really to turn the rotaries on right now,
Target acquired.
but
New target acquired.
ooh, I say this, and I get a target.
New target
Yeah, they
acquired.
took down one of the generators already. There is a fight starting to behind me. I'm going to ignore it for now, but that could become a larger problem. We just continue to flip out lasers here. What are we up against over here? Let's see what this light mech finds in the Foxtrot 7 area. It's an annihilator. Okay.
New target acquired.
And he's got a buddy. Oh, someone in behind us. Okay, I'm gonna help deal with the guy in behind us. That seems like our biggest problem right now. Is this Evan Jaguar? We're taking a little bit of fire from behind. Hopefully our guys can engage those guys while we help deal with this Evan Jag. We also have assaults kind of out of position because I don't think anything's going to happen on the other side there. Delivering some good back damage here. Never turn your back to it.
New target acquired.
Never turn your back to your rotary build if you can. All right, we're gonna go help with that annihilator. Get some focus fire on the annihilator, please. Foxtrot. Move the. I need that archer not to get, or that catapult, or archer catapult, not to get in my way. We've jammed the autos.
Target destroyed.
But we got it. We got the job done.
New target acquired.
Got to hear the Steiner Warhorn. Alright, we're up 3-1. That's pretty good. We're pretty healthy.
New target acquired.
I don't want to go head-to-head with an Atlas, though. I say I'm pretty happy, but healthy, but I'm not that healthy. Although he overheated really quickly. I'm thinking that's a really heat problematic build that he's got going on there. I mean, ERPPCs, medium lasers,
Acquired.
or not medium lasers, medium range missiles. What am I thinking? He might have had a medium laser there, but it's not what I was. It's not what I was talking about.
Online.
Also got a supernova, and okay, I think we need to deal with you. We're getting some good damage, but it's we're only up a mech.
New target acquired.
That Jaeger mech is really low. The Arctic Cheat or the Arctic Wolf is also very low. Piranha's very low. If we could just get some concentrated fire on some of these targets, it would end the. It would really put the battle in our favor. I swear I had that guy on my team last game, Tyler Jorgensen. I don't really want to chase him. to get an angle on the... Oh, shit. Okay, I mean, if he's going to come up and fight me, then we're good. I'm good to kick your ass. This little commando. Don't stop, commando. Don't stop. You're gonna get run into.
New target acquired.
We also have a supernova in the back, really damage. Suddenly we're up 9-3, and I feel really good about this. So let's go after the supernova.
Machine gun captured. Artillery.
Let's throw an artillery strike on it as well.
Missile. Target acquired.
Force this little bastard out. There we go. That's the game. Awesome. So that's what the Black Widow can do. That was a pretty good example of actually pretty much its finest. It can engage at long ranges. You can throw some lasers at it. You can throw some rotaries out there. But if you get in close, it's pretty freaking dominant. Even, you know, even like medium range is okay, but like up close like that where you can just focus the sustained fire on things and just wreck them, you can take on assault mechs and do pretty well actually, for, you know, considering you're in a heavy. 805 damage, 3 kills, 7 assists. Pretty good game. What else did we do? We destroyed 98 AMS missiles. We had 2 solo kills, 2 kills most damage dealt. We had some spotting, 7 components destroyed, some brawling awards, savior kills, some scouting, lance formation, proximity protection. Pretty good game all around. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, if you try this build out, please leave a comments below as to how it went, anything you changed, and, you know, really anything. And join us next week when we are going to be looking at... I keep saying we're going to be looking at the Hunchback, and this time I actually mean it. We're going to be looking at the Hunchback.